In this video, I'll be going over least common multiples versus greatest common factor. When we want to find the least common multiples, we need to be sure that we know how to find multiples. And for greatest common factors, we need to know how to find factors. And I'm going to drop a link in a comment section of this video, which has instruction on how to find multiples and factors. In the first example, we have 18 and 6. To find the least common multiple from both 18 and 6, we're going to find multiples of each number. Finding multiple is like skip counting. So it would be like 18 times 1, 18 times 2, 18 times 3, 18 times 4. And for 6, we have 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, and so on. And finding the least common multiples, we're finding the number that they have in common, but it's the lowest value. So from these two data sets, we can see that 18 is the least common multiple. So therefore, we're going to put 18 as the least common multiple. Now, what about greatest common factor? For 18 and 6, we are going to list out the factors. So what I can do is put the number 1 and then the number of 18 here, which 18 will be the last number. And then we will find the numbers in between. So we would need to find factors. 1, because 1 times 18 is 18. 2 will work because 2 times 9 is 18. 3 will work because 3 times 6 is 18. And 6 will work because 6 times 3 is 18. And 9 will work because 9 times 2 is 18. And then the next number would be 18. Now let's move on to number 6. The number 6, we will also place 1 and 6 and find out the number in between. So 2 will work with 2 times 3, and 3 will work with 3 times 2, and that will be it. Now to find the greatest common factor, what we want to do is we want to match up the numbers that they have in common, but we want the highest number possible. That's why it's called the greatest common factor. So we have 1, 2, 3, it's 6, and that's it. So the greatest number from these two data sets is 6. So the least common multiple in the first example is 18, and the greatest common factor is 6. Now let's look at the second example, 30 and 10. Finding the least common multiple, listing out 30 and 10. And the multiple would, for 30, we'll start with 30. So that's 30 times 1 is 30, times 2 is 60, times 3 is 90. And then for 10, be 10 times 1, 10 times 2, 10 times 3, 10 times 4, 10 times 5. And finding the least common multiple that both of them match, it would be 30. So the number for least common multiple is 30. Now let's find out the greatest common factor. for 30 and 10. So gonna list out the number 1 and then place number 30 at the end. So 1 times 30 is 30. 2 will work because 2 times 15 is 30. 3 times 10 is 30. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 5 is 30. 10 times 3 is 30. 15 times 2 is 30. And then lastly, 30 times 1 is 30. For 10, we'll go ahead and list out the same way. So we have 1, and then 2 will work because 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. So and that's it. Now looking at these two sets of numbers, we're gonna circle the ones that match. So we have 1 that's in common, 2, and then 5, and then 10. So the greatest common factor is 10. So for example 2, 30 and 10, the least common multiple is 30, while greatest common factor is 10. So these two examples are how you will find least common multiples and greatest common factors. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and thank you for watching.